going on there, guys? We're back with another one, and today I want to talk about this Club Shay Shay interview with Cam Newton, where they talked about several things, but I want to highlight two. One thing they talked about was Skip Bayless and Undisputed and Shannon Sharpe's departure, how it affected the show. And Shannon doesn't really say anything in these portions of the interview. He just lets the guests talk because other people have brought it up, but it's significant because Skip has just hit a new low of 48,000 viewers on average, and it looks like the show is in danger of being canceled this summer when they make their decisions over there at FS1, usually with their show lineups and everything. And they're looking at Nick Wright's show, Acho's show, and some others, to be able to replace that time slot, because some of the other shows are doing pretty good, but not that one so much. Also, they talked about Dak Prescott and his upcoming contract season, and you look online, you see Dak Prescott's brother talking a bit too much, Tad Prescott, saying that the organization clearly isn't as good as the Eagles. And, you're saying this while your brother's trying to get a bag. And he was saying this around the time where they acquired Saquon Barkley, and also the Cowboys never reached out to Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry was open to going there, which I think was a pretty bad mistake, especially after losing Pollard. You could have got your every down back, with Derrick Henry, and that would have given you guys a chance to do great things this year. But they spoke on what Dak Prescott needs to do to command that salary, and they also spoke on why Jerry Jones's way may not be conducive to a quarterback reaching his full potential in that system. Let's check out what they had to say.
The Cowboys are in a very precarious situation because they find themselves in a very similar situation to where they were 4 years ago. Dak Prescott going into the final year of his contract. Yeah. That time they franchised, they made the play on a franchise tag, thought about franchising again to give him a long-term deal. So here we are again. What is it that Dak needs to do? What is it that Dak hasn't done to convince the Cowboys? Because clearly they're not convinced. Because Jerry said it after, we're only going to go as far as Dak carries us. And this was as far as he could carry us. What are you seeing from Dak? What's going on with Dak? What's going on with the Cowboys offense that in big games, he doesn't play his best?
This message is to Dak Prescott. We looking for that motherfucking dog. And I don't think Jerry Jones will allow him to become that. Because you got to be politically correct. You got to be almost the president of football, almost, to be the signal caller for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. What Dallas Cowboys need at that quarterback position is somebody to say, nah, fuck that. This is my shit. This is what we gonna do. I hear all that, but we trying to win. We trying to win, yes or no? Okay, cool. Now unleash me and let me win this football game. That type of aura, I don't think Dak can be that.
No, because Jerry wants to win his way.
You see what I'm saying? So those are going to be very combative forces that I don't know if they can get to that next level.
I know a guy that played quarterback that didn't win nearly as much. Dak probably has won more playoff games than him, and he never had to worry about a contract. The guy that Dak came after. That's what I'm saying. I mean, am I missing?
For the people, we keeping it a buck now. Who are you talking about? So the people will know.
All I know is Tony Romo was made the highest paid quarterback in football with no Super Bowls, no NFC Championship game, no first team All-Pro, no second team All-Pros. He ain't never had to worry about a contract.
And when he's done playing, he gets a deal that nobody else gets. So what are we really talking about? So you want Cam Newton to shut up and sit back when I'm telling y'all that there's different rules for different people.
Yes.
When I can sit up here and say, hold on, easy, there's a slant coming. Hey, watch the pressure. Hey, watch this and watch that. As an athletic quarterback, you don't get enough credit. You think Lamar Jackson has been as successful as he is by him not understanding the football game and how people are going to try to play him? Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, these athletic quarterbacks. Come on now.
You said okay, Romo got what he got when he played, and then he goes out and he becomes color of CBS gets this long-term deal.
The prime time game. He ain't.
Oh yeah, he's number one. He's number one.
I take another guy who I have a whole bunch of respect for and call me biased. Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
Greg Olsen didn't get that deal. So it can't be no black and white thing. It's just like, yo, how? Why? How did he get that?
Right. You want to call games?
Man, I want the money. I'll figure everything else out. Shit, I asked you a question about, damn, what made you get into Le Portier?
Yeah.
It's a good shit. You realize that you could become a billionaire. Shit, we'll figure all the other rest of the stuff out later. I ain't no different. Cam, do you want to call game? Nope. Shit, we're going to give you $30 million a year. Shit.
No, but you can't go, Cam, you can't go in there and say, no, you got, yes, I would love to call games.
Well, yeah, I love to call games. What that contract look like? We're going to give you $750,000. Yeah, all right, I'm good where I'm at.
I mean, it all depends on where you call them. You call in you the number one slot or the number two slot. Number one slot, is here.
Man, you got to know who you are. You see what I'm saying? You take certain people from certain situations, and that situation ain't the same. My point, period. Undisputed ain't been the same since Shannon Sharpe moonwalked up out of there. Shannon Sharpe gonna be straight.
Yeah.
Now, Skip, why them ratings ain't what they are now? Oh, it's because of you. No. You got to figure out, you got to know who you are, bro.
You do, Cam, but I think the thing is that we are not going to get allowed to start at the top. You start in the mail room, and then you're going to start carrying the mail, and then you're going to work your way up before you get to the penthouse. You're not going to the penthouse. You have to understand that. And see, you can be good at any game if you understand the rules and how to play the game.
I understand that, and I'm exposing that. So you do me a favor.
Okay.
You go back to the introduction.
Yeah.
And you give that resume.
Yeah.
And you put that on Dan Orlovsky and see if he don't become
get the number one slot up.
Hello. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
do.
understand what the rules are.
Yes.
I'm just here to expose it. Like your constituent Cat Williams said, I'm just here to collect information. And I'm just here to report it. Don't get mad that I'm reporting what I've obviously seen was to be true.
And what everybody else knows, they just don't say it.
Correct. So you gonna make me the bad guy because I'm reporting the truth? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not in the position. I don't need you. You don't need me. But people need the truth.
I think that conversation piece was powerful, especially when they transitioned into the opportunities that are afforded to top-notch former athletes who are very good at media in the media space, and how they have to start at the bottom and work their way up. And Shannon Sharpe has done just that. He spent all those years on Undisputed, but he left with enough of a following and enough persona. He already had Club Shay Shay with some legs under it, but he went and did Nightcap with the perfect co-host Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco brought in Gilbert Arenas for the basketball portion to balance it out. So now he's got his main two sports covered with some entertaining people that people like to watch. And it also helps that Gilbert Arenas has his own podcast and his own platform. So he's bringing something to the table as far as the fans that he has amassed. And also Shannon, and then you look at Ocho, he just has a great, vibrant personality that people love. So, you look at that, he's been able to take off, and now it's like linear television would have been holding him back at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he's doing First Take a favor at this point, to be honest with you, with what he brings to the show. You see how many people are watching Nightcap. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The numbers get up there around where Pat McAfee's was when he was just strictly YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, and now, he some nights, like after the Super Bowl, I think it was 86K waiting for him to go live. So that's just crazy. That's a whole different amount of people that's watching you, to cover sports and different things like that. Now, you spoke about Tony Romo getting that bag, and a lot of these guys get the bag after their playing days. And Cam's like, hold on, wait a minute. So, and there's some truth to that, right? They want a friendly face on television, what they deem as a friendly face, so it's very unfortunate and it's crazy. that people of color don't get these same type of contracts. Stephen A. Smith, and even though he's not a former athlete, he's trying to get above that $10, $11 million range. He shouldn't be asking to be the highest paid person at ESPN at this point. And Pat McAfee brought a product over, so that's a little different. But you look at Troy Aikman and those guys, man, they just make more just calling a football game one day a week. So it's kind of crazy, how we have to do. And Stephen A's put in so much journalistic work in different things, man. So I think that's unfortunate. I think that was a powerful conversation to have. You look around, Shannon Sharpe has opened up so many other doors. You see so many other people starting their own podcasts and knowing that they are content themselves. I think that's been a good thing that's come out of this. Linear television is having to compete with people going on YouTube, people starting their own podcasts, getting their own sponsors, doing ads in their show. And that's the neutralizer right there. You being the content and the brand are able to go over, and leverage yourself. And so it may not have been a lane for that at one point, but now it's a mega lane for that. Because they know they're going to look at your social media. You got a certain amount of eyes on you, and they're going to look across different platforms. You're just going to naturally have hundreds of thousands or a few million just followers. So naturally, they want to put their products with you because at least that many people's going to see it. So it's easy for you. I ain't going to say easy because it's a lot. It takes a budget and all that to build a studio and all that. But it is very feasible for you to go out there and start your own content and then leverage it. If somebody wants to come in, they don't strip you of your tongue, what you want to say live on air. They have to kind of adhere to you. They have to basically come in and convince you why you should rent your content out to them because you're comfortable doing it on your own by the time they try to come in and get it. So convince me why I should go into a partnership with you because I got these sponsors. I got all this other stuff going down. How's linear television going to help me for the long play? And it does have a purpose. It can get you in front of some more eyes and, different things like that. But I like what Pat McAfee is doing with him still streaming on YouTube. He's calling out people, big wigs at ESPN because he don't need them. And that's what I like what Shannon got with Nightcap. He don't need no television. People don't really watch a lot of television like that anyway. So I don't know, man. I like this conversation that they had, and I like Cam calling out a few names and that Tony Romo point. Tony Romo does a good job calling the games. Some people probably not as good as Tony Romo at calling games if we take race and everything out of it. But the dollar amount that he was able to command right out the gate, we'd love to see a quarterback of color because there's been some good ones in the league that can articulate themselves really well, that should be behind that microphone giving you play-by-play, in my opinion, man. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
I'm not going to take it down.
Skip. 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 Skip.